Okay, hello. Yeah. Hello. Comrades and friends, on behalf of the Communist Party of Great Britain Marxist-Leninism, I welcome you. Okay. I welcome you to this dinner, to belatedly welcome 2010. We hold this dinner in January, and it's the third dinner we are holding, and with each successive occasion we are making progress, we're getting better at organizing these things. We communists often ignore these formal occasions. We think it's all good to go and distribute leaflets, write pamphlets, make speeches, but never ever have any good time. We like to have a good time. That's what socialism is for, and we like every now and then to meet up and have good time with each other and actually enjoy talking to each other. So welcome to you all, and to greet the new year, and more importantly to greet you all here, especially our guests, I raise my glass and wish you a Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I'd like to start this evening by reading to you a very moving quotation. I think it's very appropriate that it should be read. On the 11th of March, 1925, the day before his death, Dr. Sun Yat-sen, the first president of the Republic of China, the founder of Kuomintang, when Kuomintang was a revolutionary organization, addressed himself thus to the Executive Committee of the Communist International, as well as to the Central Committee of the Soviet Union. This is what he said. While I lie here in a melody against which men are powerless, he knew he was dying. My thoughts are turned towards you and towards the fate of my party and my country. You are at the head of the Union of Free Soviet Republics, that heritage left to the oppressed peoples of the world by the immortal Lenin. With the aid of that heritage, the victims of imperialism will inevitably achieve emancipation from that international regime whose foundations have been rooted in for ages in slavery, wars, and injustice. With this object, I have instructed the party to be in constant touch with you. I firmly believe in the continuance of the support which you have hitherto accorded to my country. Taking my leave of you, my dear comrades, I want to express the hope that the day will soon come when the USSR will welcome a friend and ally in a mighty free China, and that our two united countries will march hand in hand in great struggle for the emancipation of the oppressed people of the world. Little could have Dr. Sun Yat-sen realized how prophetic his words were, because within just over 2 decades, China had indeed joined hand in hand with the Soviet Union to march in the van of humanity. In October 1949, China became a liberated country, and Chairman Mao said, Chinese people have stood up. Chinese people have made great progress since then. Starvation has been eliminated. China has become, there's a dispute going on, maybe the Chinese can settle it, whether it's the second or the third largest economy. But it's certainly, again, there's a dispute going on whether Germany is the biggest exporter or China is. And Chinese are making progress in every field. And had it not been for the treachery of Khrushchevite revisionism, the world would have been even better than it is today. And it is in this context that I have 2 things to say. One, just as Dr. Sun Yat-sen addressed himself to the Executive Committee of the Communist International and to the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, we in the CPGB-ML, I on behalf of the CPGB-ML, address you Chinese comrades, Vietnamese comrades, and comrades from other socialist countries and progressive countries, that we look to you for every possible help. And there will come a day when our country too will join you and we'll be able to march together in the movement would be nothing. Our movement would be insignificant if it was not guided by the principles of proletarian internationalism. We are a very small party, almost abysmally small party. But that does not mean we are an insignificant force. We represent the future. Here are my grandchildren sitting here. They're little and they look insignificant, but they're growing. I'm old and I'm fading away, and therefore they will grow and become a big force. Small forces can become big, and we need your support, comrades, and dare I say, without being arrogant, you need our support as well. We are here and we invite you here because all those regimes and countries which are denounced by imperialism, bullied by imperialism. Of course, China is too big to be bullied now, so they don't bully China, but every opportunity there is to malign China, whether it is on the occasion of the Beijing Olympics, whether it is on the question of Tibet, whether it's on the question of the environment, whether it's on the question of exports, whether it's on the question of the valuation of the Chinese currency or whatnot. Every attempt is made to portray you as the manipulators, as the authoritarian regimes, which you are not. The only crime you have committed is that you have eliminated poverty in your country. The only crime you have committed is that it's no longer possible for the imperialists to arrive in their gunboats and to rule from the treaty ports and tell you what to do. And for that, they are not actually going to forgive you. And precisely for that reason, every regime that is progressive, socialist, and that is denounced by imperialism is embraced by our party. You are our friends, and we want you to know that there are people in this country who are on your side, who actually will stand by you in difficult circumstances. There is a comrade from the DPRK, Comrade Zhang Songchao, and we welcome him here. He comes from a small country which has the misfortune of being divided by imperialism. Had it not been for the division, it would be a relatively bigger country. But small it may be, it stands like a Sparta in the Far East, and it defends itself against the might of US imperialism. The Korean War was the first war in which the Korean people, under the leadership of Comrade Kim Il-sung, and with the help of their brothers from across the border, People's Republic of China, only then newly liberated, and much material support from the Soviet Union, won their liberation. It was the first time that an American general had signed a treaty in which the United States had not won. So the Koreans and the Chinese have the signal honor of having defeated Uncle Sam for the first time. At that time, the socialist countries sang from the same hymn sheet. They were powerful, they could not be defeated, there was no fortress that they could not storm. The Soviet Union, People's Republic of China, the socialist camp, and the DPRK worked together. Had it not been for that cooperation and fraternal solidarity, to have fought successfully against the might of US imperialism in the aftermath of the Second World War would have been totally wishful thinking. And there is a lesson for us. Those countries that continue to be socialist, there is a need for these countries to have close cooperation and solidarity with each other. And what's more, for parties like ours and parties in countries that do not rule need to have close cooperation with their comrades in the socialist and progressive countries, and the progressive and socialist countries, ruling parties, need to have cooperation with us. And it is in this context that we're meeting here today. And I welcome Comrade Zhang here and tell him how welcome he is, because he's a representative of heroic Korea, which is at the cutting edge of the fight against American imperialism on the Korean Peninsula.